Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Seems like Nintendo has been pretty busy lately experimenting and developing a next generation type of Pokemon game, as Nintendo has recently submitted a patent application for a very specific type of game they're trying to make here, and as a Pokemon fan, everything here screams next generation. So far, it looks like it's some sort of device that includes a card display screen that includes an image of a card object. So right away, people are assuming that it has to do with some sort of card game, and seeing as how card games has been kind of dying for a while now, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo is trying to make a modern comeback with this new device. But then again, it might not be a next gen for the current Pokemon game, but could be for an entirely new game. We don't know yet. Now, how do we know this is for Pokemon though? After all, Nintendo could be making this card screen thing for a variety of other titles. In the application, it said that inside the virtual space, virtual objects such as plants, including flowers, objects, terrain objects, and building objects are provided, and there is a player character. But aside from the player character, there are also NPCs and etc. But here is where you know it's for Pokemon. The card game system is used to capture the character of the wild monster by operating the player character and making it a fellow character. In other words, you capture wild monsters with your character and the wild monster will join your team, exactly like a Pokemon game. There will also be some sort of scan feature, although we don't know if this will be used to scan old Pokemon cards or for an entirely new thing. But once you scan whatever it is, the Pokemon will be inside your device and you will be able to battle enemy characters with them. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because this to me sounds like the core Pokemon game put into a card game and definitely in a digital format. Whether this device will be connected to the smartphone or connected to the Nintendo Switch, we don't know yet, but having a physical collectible card game that we can also use to battle inside a virtual game, merging video games and real physical card games sounds like a way better idea than just making a video game that lets us play the card game itself. Because if you've ever collected cards before, you would know that probably more than half of the fun comes from having the physical cards itself in a collection. And if we're able to use those cards in some sort of game now, maybe even connected to the Nintendo Switch to the main Pokemon game that's coming out, it would be perfect, as the Nintendo Switch can read NFC, which is a tag inside amiibos that lets you scan them. That tag can easily be put into cards as it's also really thin. But what would be the use of this device if we can scan cards directly into a Switch or a smartphone? The program inside the device is very much designed for displaying cards, as we can see in the description, that it includes a card display screen including the image of a card object. And this card is made of a background as well as a color change image that will alter its appearance depending on the attitude of the device. Depending on the angle the user is looking at the card, it can appear to glitter along with other elements. Which in short means they're trying to make this device display a card as if you're looking at a real Pokemon card. When you look at a holographic card from different angles, it will glitter in different ways, and this device is definitely sounding like it's trying to imitate that. This is why I actually think they're not going for a physical collectible card game here, but rather a collection that you can view and see in a way probably more enhanced than the real thing, similar to the way Kindle handles books, but definitely more advanced as they can emulate holographic cards as well. It's also looking like it will not be a standalone gaming device, so definitely needs to connect to something to work, which means Nintendo is only left with a few choices. You've got smartphones, the Nintendo Switch, and the Nintendo 3DS. I'm really hoping this is for smartphones so literally everyone can join in on the fun. Trying new things has always been a forte for Nintendo, and I love the fact that they're trying a new approach for a new generation of Pokemon games, and hopefully we'll be getting some brave new changes to the upcoming Pokemon main title for the Nintendo Switch. This device might not be for the Switch or a mainline Pokemon title, but whatever it's for, I am now super hyped for it, and hopefully we'll get a sneak peek of whatever they're working on sometime soon. Anyways, that's it for this truly next-gen Pokemon game. Are you guys hyped to see a new type of Pokemon game? And do you want it to be on the Nintendo Switch or something else? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to thumbs up before you leave, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan. And I'll see you guys in the next one.